And the happiest place on earth turns 50. A very special live celebration as Disneyland reaches the half-century mark.
From Times Square, this is Good Morning America with Charles Gibson and Diane Sawyer.
Funny, you don't look 50, a little gray in the hair there, but no. Good morning, America.
Right. I think Mickey's had a little work done myself.
Mostly on the
great,
ears.
Mickey, right? And this morning, the 50th anniversary of the opening of Disneyland. Amazing that it's been 50 years.
Quite a story behind it all and what it's done and how it's really sort of changed the landscape of American vacations. As you know, Disney, ABC's parent company, and they're having a coast-to-coast party today. Robin Roberts is at Disneyland in California, where it began, and Tony Perkins is at Walt Disney World in Florida. Hi, Robin.
Hey, good morning, Charlie and Diane. We're at Disneyland's Town Square, and already at this hour, a lot of activity. We got a band, we got people, and we have Mickey Mouse, who will be at the heart of all the celebrations for the 50th anniversary. And as you said, Charlie, a lot ahead this morning telling you about the past, the future, the history of Disneyland. It's a celebration that's taking place coast to coast. So let's go to Tony Perkins in Orlando, Florida at Disney World. Good morning, Tony.
Robin, good morning to you. You are not the only one having fun. You're not the only one with a special guest. Minnie Mouse is here, and she says to tell Mickey that she misses him this morning. We are celebrating the 50th anniversary here. We're at the streets of America. We're going to give you a preview of a brand new stunt show called Lights, Motors, Action, and yes, I'm going to take part of it later in the show. Stay with us for that. Charlie and Diane, back to you.
And Diane has Goofy with her. That's me. Let's go to the news.
Let's go to the weather. And Tony, who is on the streets of America at Walt Disney World in Orlando. Tony.
Diane, it's so great. So many people have turned out for us already this morning. We're going to give them a real show later on. Once again, Minnie Mouse is here, and we've got some surprises for you. Let's get right to the weather, because here in Central Florida yesterday, it was a little scary. We saw some strong storms move through. It brought some hail, which caused some damage in some areas. For today, there will be more rain and wind across portions of Florida and across large parts of the southeast coastal states. Heavy rain will lead to flooding. There could be severe storms and rough surf, and again, large hail. Across the nation, we'll see some stormy weather out west, too, including some possibly record-setting rain in L.A. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. That's a look at what's happening at the weather around the nation now. Here's what's happening in your neighborhood.
And for the morning, we do indeed. We're going to look live at the most recognized symbol of Disneyland. As we said, we've been celebrating the 50th anniversary. When you wish upon a Sleeping Beauty's castle there, the crown jewel. By the way, it's gotten a makeover. The 5 most prominent spires are topped with crowns, symbolizing the 5 Disney parks around the world. In case you've never seen it, there are fireworks every night over the castle.
You know, it's a fascinating story behind that. It's 50 years old. And everybody thinks of Disney as sort of this big entertainment empire. But when Walt Disney built that, he put every dime he had into it, and he almost went broke. He always regretted the fact that he couldn't buy more land. That's why he bought all that land down in Florida.
Right, and now from Japan to California, everybody talks about it.
So many people vacationing. We'll be back.
I won't mention it.
Good morning, America. I'm Charles Gibson. That song gets in your head and you can't get it out.
That's right, I'm Diane Sawyer, and today, as we've been saying, is the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, Walt Disney's dream, of course, and it's a place devoted to all of our childhood dreams. Who can forget the first time they heard about Disneyland? Robin Roberts is where the dream became reality. Good morning, Robin.
Yes, it's now a reality, and as Charlie was saying a short time ago, this was considered a financial long shot for Walt Disney. He literally mortgaged his future, but look at this place now. In this half hour, we're going to look back at Disneyland's past and the future, and also, you will not believe some of the people who have worked here at Disneyland alongside my new friend here, Mickey Mouse. So we'll talk about that in this half hour, but the celebration is going on coast to coast, so let's go to Tony Perkins, who's in Disney World in Orlando. Tony?
Well, Robin, here at Disney World itself is 34 years old, opened in 1971, and talking about the future, one of the things that kind of keeps them on the cutting edge of entertainment is the constant introduction of new attractions here. We're going to preview the latest one, and I'm going to take part in it coming up in just a little bit, so stay with us for that. I'll also do the weather. Charlie?
All right, thanks, Tony. One of the amazing things is the first ticket to Disneyland was sold to Walt Disney's brother, and it was $1. Boy, weren't those the days.
Okay, John, our thanks to you. And coming up next, as we've said, Tony Perkins is at Disney World. It's part of the celebration 50th anniversary. Tony.
Diane, thank you very much. Amazingly, despite the hour, we've got thousands of people out here with us this morning. Take a look over here, and hundreds more inside the theater behind me. I think they positioned me here just in case I forgot the name of the new stunt show. You can't miss it. Lights, Motors, Action, Extreme Stunt Show. They brought this one over from Paris. We're going to show you a little bit of it. I saw the show yesterday. Very exciting. We went through rehearsals. I'm going to join the cast and the stuntmen a little bit later on and have a little fun as well. Crossing my fingers on that one. Right now, let's talk weather. I want to turn our attention to what's going on out west because we're seeing stormy conditions out there, and those stormy conditions are continuing to expand further eastward, as a matter of fact. This will mean another 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain in places like Southern California. About an inch of rain would give Los Angeles its wettest rainy season on record. If that doesn't happen today, it'll probably happen with the next system coming in next week. Parts of the Sierra Nevadas are under a winter storm watch for tonight and Thursday. A foot of snow is possible there. That's a look at what's happening with the weather around the nation. Now, here's what's happening in your neighborhood. All right, thank you very much. This weather report was brought to you by K Jewelers. Diane, back to you.
Okay, Tony, thanks. And when we come back, we'll go cross-country to Robin Roberts, who's going to show us some things you never knew about Disneyland. As we said, Disney's our parent company, but this is an all-American landmark, 50 years old.
I've been looking at some great facts about Disneyland. They get 2 million calls every year. The largest number of calls to Mickey Mouse, of course. He doesn't talk, though. Let's go out to Robin Roberts, who's in Town Square at Disneyland. Robin?
Good little tidbit there, Charlie. Thank you very much. I'm here at Disneyland and talking with the people here. They all have like their favorite memory, and it's amazing. It's like going back in time here. It's also like frozen in time. If you've been here at Disneyland, you know that this is the location of great moments with Mr. Lincoln. Well, President Lincoln's going to take the next 18 months off, and in its place is Disneyland, the first 50 magical years. Now, it is a movie that goes from the very beginning of Disneyland to today, and one of its stars, I think it's a little bit surprising to you, somebody who used to work here at Disneyland, former cast member Steve Martin.
I was probably 15 when this picture was taken, and this was from the Fantasyland Magic Shop, and that's the little outfit, not that they asked me to wear, but that I wanted to wear. So it was a lot of fun working there. It was my first experience in show business.
Today, Steve Martin stars with Donald Duck in a new movie and exhibit called Disneyland, the first 50 magical years, unearthing a treasure chest of Walt Disney's dreams. Models, sketches, clay sculptures before they became cartoon characters on public display for the first time.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
In 1955, Disneyland was unveiled to America in a live TV broadcast.
And this is Frontierland.
The hosts included actor Ronald Reagan and TV personality Art Linkletter.
Frank Sinatra. Hello, Franco. Who's driving? Frankie, my son. Yeah.
It was so exciting. Before we opened, the painters were painting trees green because the trees had died. They hadn't been watered properly, and there wasn't enough food. And it was a hot day, and the visitors were getting stuck, and the asphalt was soft.
But after half a century and 500 million visitors, Sleeping Beauty Castle still stands, the symbol of Disneyland and theme parks around the world. Orlando, Paris, Tokyo, and this September, Hong Kong.
It's bringing the Disney culture and a little bit of the American culture to 1 billion people.
Shanghai is reportedly being considered too.
China in general is growing by leaps and bounds, so it's possible one day there'll be a Disneyland there, and we're spending time analyzing it.
Although people know the Disney characters and know the Disney name in China, they don't really know the stories that go along with those characters. They know Pooh, but they don't know he lives in the 100-acre woods. So we really have been working hard to help educate that market on Disney stories.
Exploring the future and the unknown.
Just as stars turned out for opening day in 1955, Hollywood returned to Anaheim yesterday to celebrate Disneyland's 50th.
if you think about it, it's going to be around for a very, very, very long time, hopefully for generations to come. And I'm very happy to be part of it.
And a little bit later here at Disneyland, we're going to take you to Walt Disney's apartment. He had an apartment here, a very exclusive look. Not many people have been inside, but when we come back, we're going to go around the water cooler here at Disneyland. So come on back to Good Morning America. Want to go? Let's go forward. Okay, let's go.
So around the water cooler this morning, we're going to go back to Robin at Disneyland. Yeah, she's doing her bloop, bloop, bloops from 3,000 miles away.
A new ride there, huh?
Yeah, you know, when Disneyland opened back in 1955, there were 18 attractions. There are more than 60 now, and one of the newest is Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. I don't know if this is a video game or a ride, guys. It is unbelievable. It is so incredibly interactive, and you're seeing some kids that are riding on it live right now. It's
Also, of course, as we've said, it's the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, which was really an ingenious and, as Charlie said, a big gamble on the part of Walt Disney 50 years ago. That was one of the stars who showed up at opening day. Can you identify him?
No.
If I say Davy Crockett.
Oh, my goodness, Fess Parker.
Fess Parker.
And you know who else was in the crowd on the opening day 50 years ago? George Lucas. He was 11 years old, and he went into Disneyland on the first day. And there's Robin. She has that same camera that Fess Parker was standing behind. There's Davy Crockett Roberts right down there.
I'm trying to channel Fess Parker right now because this is the very camera, Charlie and Diane, in 1955 that was used to shoot the opening day festivities, which was broadcast live on ABC to millions of viewers. Now, right behind me, oh, hey, how you doing? Didn't realize you were there. So right behind me here in Town Square is the firehouse, and above it is the apartment of Walt Disney. Very few people have been inside, but we're going to take you there this half hour, Charlie and Diane.
It is a big 50th anniversary celebration kicking off today at Disneyland. That's why Robin's there.
Tony, of course, is cross-country at Disney World, and he's bringing you all the fun from there. But let's begin again with Bill Weir. He's weekend anchor, filling in for Robin. Bill?
Tony Perkins enjoys a nice pair of slacks. He's at Walt Disney World down in Florida. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Bill, I am on the set of the newest attraction. It opens today at Disney World, part of the big 50th anniversary celebration. Lights, motors, action, the extreme stunt show. We got a couple of thousand people here to watch us this morning, a great crowd. And joining me on this set, and this is your first look at the set, it's a recreation of a small Paris town. Joining me is racing great Kyle Petty. How are you, sir?
Doing great today, man.
Good to see you. Yes. You were here because you helped kick off this event last night.
Yeah, Georgia Pacific and Brawny are a sponsor here, just like they are on my race car. So to come out and see lights, motors, action, it was a fantastic show last night.
I had a good time. It was pretty amazing.
A great time.
Before we get to this, you're racing this weekend driving a pink car?
Pink car. We run a red car or a blue car last year for Father's Day, and it's Mother's Day this year. So the Georgia Pacific car at Darlington this weekend will be pink. So it's a little bit different for me.
All right. Now, I'm taking part in a stunt a little bit later on in this show. Am I going to be safe? I mean, some of the stuff that they do is pretty wild, and I'm a little nervous about it.
You shouldn't be nervous, and if anything happens, I'm available Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays to do the weather in your place, so I can do it 3 days a week, but you should be all right. These guys are professional. You're a professional.
I should be okay. I mean, after all, this is Disney World. How dangerous could this be? I'm not doing that. I'll tell you that much. You okay? He's okay. Sean is okay. Kyle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I may be rethinking my involvement in this. Let's take a quick look at the weather. That I feel comfortable with. We'll put the map up there. And on fire. I don't want to be on fire. All right, we'll have more from Disney World coming up in just a little bit. Charlie, back to you.
We were so surprised to learn that Walt Disney had a secret apartment at Disneyland. We asked Robin, who's there, to see if she could show us around. Robin?
Hey, Diane, I got to tell you, this is really, really cool. Very few people, as you said, know about this. It's above the firehouse in Town Square of Disneyland. And to tell us why Walt Disney built this is Disney historian Tim O'Day, author of, how are you, author of Disneyland, Then, Now, and Forever. And first of all, before we show people around, I wish you could smell it. It's just like your grandparents' house.
It has a little touch of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that unmistakable aroma. But then why did it? It's pretty much left how Walt had it, right?
Pretty much, almost 100%. Walt built this apartment because when Disneyland was being built, this was nothing but orange groves and walnut trees all around here, and there was really no place to stay. And he really wanted to oversee the creation of Disneyland. So the idea was, let's build an apartment here. And so he put it over the firehouse.
And there you have it. And these great collectibles, very Victorian, I see.
Yeah, and there are a lot of original pieces as well.
Right.
If you look over here, you can see this Rouge music box.
Right over, okay,
right there.
Right.
And that was a gift from Walt to his wife Lillian, and that was made in the late 1800s. And then over here you can see the kind of unique Victorian rotary phone. And then there's a photo over here that actually shows Walt here in the apartment with his family.
Oh,
and in later years, he would bring his grandkids up here as well.
I bet they have wonderful, wonderful members. And I love this red velvet carpeting that we have here.
Well,
it's very authentic.
Very Victorian is what it is.
Exactly. And over here as well?
Well, we have the gramophone. And Walt was a big fan of technology and things like that. And he loved the past, the nostalgia. So he kept the gramophone. It actually works, and we still have the cylinders to play music here.
And these photographs are on the wall. You said he took Julie Andrews on a ride.
Yes, that's Walt's little electric car that he would take dignitaries around in. So, you know, Prime Minister Nehru of India, Julie Andrews, lots of celebrities.
You can feel his presence in here, and part of the reason that they have the light, this light has stayed on since Walt Disney's death, December 15th, 1966. He was 65 years old, and they keep this light on.
Exactly. You know, we kind of consider Disneyland Walt's park. I mean, it's the only Disney theme park that he actually walked through and helped personally create. So we keep this light on as a little reminder that Walt is always looking after his Magic Kingdom. And at Christmas time, we changed that out to a little Christmas tree.
And the legend has it, I know you're the historian, but legend has it that when he was here in his apartment, I get to sense it when they were building, because it took 365 days to build Disneyland, and so he was here, he'd look out in the morning, he'd have his cup of coffee, and he'd stroll the grounds and just kind of make sure everything was just sold.
And we actually have photos of him strolling the grounds. And yeah, he would go out and he'd go down to the other end of Main Street where we have a restaurant, and he'd have his raisin toast, which he'd love to have, and have his coffee and just check out everything. Just make sure progress was going as planned.
He was a visionary, Tim, as you know, but could he imagine 11 theme parks around the world that it's all started here?
Well, I don't know if I want to question Walt Disney's imagination, but I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could. Seeing the dream of Disneyland go around the world.
And it's a dream to be here in his very special apartment. Tim O'Day, thank you very much for the tour.
You're most welcome.
I think I'm just going to stay here and have a cup of coffee. More Good Morning America in just a moment. Come on back. Thank you very much. It's cool.
Hi, I'm Dennis Marsico with Lights, Motors, Action, Extreme Stunt Show here at the Disney MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida. And we just wanted to say good morning!
Goodness, I'm in awe of that crowd out there this morning. Good morning once again.
I'm Charles Gibson, and this is Diane Sawyer, and we're with Disney North in New York, and we just want to say no.
Anyway, Robin, I gather, is on the Buzz Lightyear ride, the new ride.
She didn't even have to wait in line.
Look at her.
She does not look like she knows what she's doing.
It's like a life-size video game or something that you're inside. It's really, I just have to beat Charlie's score. That's all.
Yeah, that won't be hard, I can tell you that. All right, we're going to be going back to Robert a little bit later in the broadcast. And Tony's down in Disney World in Florida. All this part of the 50th anniversary celebration that kicks off today for Disneyland. 50 years ago.
I know. It seems impossible. It's been such a part of our lives.
Bill, check me out. I think you would love this. You like this outfit? This is what I need to wear for the stunt that I'm taking part in later on. It is one of the racing driver outfits, so you know I'm going to be doing a little driving a little bit later on. We'll see how this goes. We practiced it yesterday, but we'll do the best that we can. I feel like an alternate universe Spider-Man, but this is very cool. All right, before we get to the weather, before I get to do my thing, we got a great crowd of people who came out to see us this morning. We thank you for your support. Thanks for coming to Disney World. Do you folks Folks, do you want to see another little stunt? You want to see a little stunt? All right, before we get to mine, let's take a look. Here we go. I'm going to cue you guys. Are all the teams ready? We're ready for it? Lights, motors, action! I'm still going to do my thing. Nice driving, guys. Very well done. All right, let's take a look at what's going to be happening with the weather for tomorrow. We'll put the map up for you. Here we go. We're going to see at least a chance of rain, if not rain itself, really from the interior west across the mountains into the plains, into portions of the Midwest and the central Great Lakes. We will see a chance of severe storm activity, especially in Nebraska, portions of the northern and central plains. We'll see wet conditions for some of the mid-Atlantic states along the coast, and it will be a drier day and a better day tomorrow weather-wise in Orlando and in Anaheim. That's a look at what's happening with the weather around the nation now. Here's what's happening in your neighborhood.
All right, good luck, Tony. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Bill Evans. We have bright sunshine, blue skies, beautiful outside. It's 50 degrees. We're going to 64. Now, tomorrow we'll have sunshine, then it gets cloudy in the afternoon, and we'll have rain tomorrow night, leftover rain Saturday morning, sunshine Saturday afternoon, and a beautiful Mother's Day is coming up.
All right, thank you very much. Appropriately, Diane, this weather report was brought to you by State Farm Insurance. I just took out a policy a few moments ago. Back to you.
And you look great in your suit up there, Tony. Well, we don't know that it's as action-packed necessarily as what you just saw down at Disney World, but every woman knows you kind of take your life in your hands when you date a much younger guy.
So, as you've seen, if you've been watching this morning, Tony Perkins is down in Walt Disney World, and as Tony mentioned, he himself is going to perform a stunt. You've seen some stunts performed. Nail-biting. Yes, and this one requires daring, skill, and bravery. Three attributes that, well, they just don't come tumbling out of my mouth when I see Tony, when I say Tony Perkins' name. Anyway, so Tony, what are you going to do? Oh, Tony's not going to talk to us. That's what he's not going to do.
Oh,
we can't hear you, Tony.
Keep talking, keep trying.
Mike, this mic isn't working.
There we go. There we go. We got it. Go.
Okay, here we go. It takes stupidity is what it takes, Charlie, as a matter of fact. You know, I saw this stunt show yesterday. It's a great show. We did a little rehearsal. I'm going to do the best that I can, so I've got a little part in it. So I have to say my heart is actually racing now, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. But the cars are safe. They're specially designed for this, so it should be a lot of fun. And I think we're probably about ready to go. I have to hand the mic out. There's no extra room in here, and I have to close the window. We think we're about ready? Okay, hold on, stand by. Wish me luck, Rhonda. I love you. Connor, I love you too. Here we go. And roll up the window. All right, is everybody ready?
You can't get the window up. That's the... Ooh. Ow.
How was that? You like that? This is really a thrill. I got to say, that's a lot of fun. You know, you're in the middle of doing it. Did it look good? Was it cool? Do we have a slow motion replay? Can I see the slow motion replay on the screen up here? I just want to see what this looks like. My heart is going crazy here. We have slow motion? Maybe we don't have slow motion. Can anyone tell me if we have slow?
Yeah,
we saw it. We saw it in slow motion, Tony.
You got.
We got
absolutely. There it is. Wow, that's very cool. Listen, I got to thank all the guys here at Disney. It's lights, motors, action, a brand new show open. Hey, back in the car. Lawrence, back in the car. Ladies and gentlemen, my driver, Lawrence. Nice job. All right. So I wasn't driving the car, but I was in the car. That's pretty exciting. You know, there's a lot that goes on here. You're flying through fire and all that kind of stuff. I did the best that I could do, right? You know, so you do. You know, you act it out and you do the best that you can do. Oh, great. Here we go. Wonderful. Come on up. You might as well blow the whole gig. All right. There's a double car. There's the other driver, Sean. All right. So you know what? I wasn't driving, but I was in the car while it was going. How fast did we go? How fast do you think we went? 60 miles an hour they went. We went about 10 miles an hour. Anyway, it's great. Thank you, guys. It's a great show. Opens up today here at Disney World. Lights, motors, action, extreme stunt show. Thank you, folks. Now, back to you in New York.
Well, at least Tony was in a car that went in reverse to get back out on the stage. At least. Anyway,
let's see if Robin can top. We're going out to Disneyland for her big finale. Okay, 50 years of Disneyland, and Robin Roberts is there with her friend Buzz Lightyear. Robin?
Hey, Diane, I'm not even going to try and top what Tony did there at Disney World. But, you know, hanging out here at Disneyland, you kind of get an idea of what's coming up. And so they share with me some of the new attractions, like down at Disney World in Orlando, where Tony is. There's going to be something new. It's called Soar, and it really is a combination of a lot of different things. It's a simulated flight experience called Soar, using IMAX technology, music, aromatherapy to recreate California. You're going to feel like you're flying over Napa Valley or Palm Springs. And also at Walt Disney World, something called Expedition Everest. It's an old-fashioned train traveling at high speeds. It's going to go through forests, glacier fields, and past waterfalls higher and higher until reaching its destination, of course, being Everest. And back here at Disneyland in Southern California, so happy to report Space Mountain, yeah, it's back. And you talk about extreme makeovers here. It's bigger and better than ever. It's a roller coaster ride through the cosmos. 183-foot tall attraction takes riders down a rapid descent along intricate dark tunnels. So glad that's coming back. It's always been a favorite. Plus, the Parade of Dreams will feature your best-loved characters performing your favorite songs, floats, movie scenes that seem to come to life before your very, very eyes. And so there's a lot, because this is an 18-month celebration, the golden anniversary of Disneyland. And as Walt Disney himself said many times before, Disneyland will continue to grow as long as there is imagination left in the world, and that is the case. We'll wrap up things in just a moment. Come on back.
Stand by.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Sears. Find the freshest ideas for spring at Sears. Sears, good life, great price.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, it's the day. Where will Emerald go? The winner of his Mother's Day breakfast in bed. Whose door will he knock on? This year's contest features the biggest twist ever.
So Diane and Bill and I up here in Disneyland North, we've had to stand in line all morning long, but Tony and Robin have gotten to cut the lines. Lucky doubles. Let's go back to them and say goodbye.
Well, hey, I got to tell you, being here has brought back a lot of memories. And again, it's going to be an 18-month celebration. And I have to thank so many people who came out. The Disney family just rolled out the red carpet and made it a very special time for us. And I'm telling you, Charles, Diane, and Bill, you got to come out here. I know, Tony, you had a good time as well.
Robin, we had a great time, and I have to do the same thing, because what they did here, this stunt show that we showed you is like a 30-minute show. They reconfigured the stunts for us. They actually reconfigured the car that I was in just for us this morning. So thanks to everybody here at Disney World for helping make this a good time this morning. We really do appreciate it. And thank you to everybody for coming out.